time for your daily dose of coffee, so grab your favorite cup and get ready to learn a few art tips while you sip. In today's episode, we will discuss ways to make your artist sketchbooks interactive. Now, I come from a language arts background, so having interactive sketchbooks in the studio is a lot like when I had interactive notebooks in my classroom. My students had a reader's notebook and also a writer's notebook. So they're used more or less like a resource for your students, so they have a purpose behind them. Since students at the elementary level do not come to us every day, it's nice to have resources in their sketchbooks that they can refer to each class period. Now, one way that artists can make their sketchbooks interactive is by completing their art warm-ups in them that will help them with future projects. For examples, artists can do technique lessons such as maybe creating tints and shades in their sketchbooks, and they can use it for a current project, but can also refer back to it if they need to remember, how to create a tint or shade again. Now, we're actually working on monochromatic portraits in my 5th grade class, so they're able to refer to the lesson that they did in their sketchbook, but if they want to do a future project and they want that to be kind of their color scheme, they can use that to kind of help them, and it's already done. Another way that student sketchbooks can be interactive is by giving your students artifacts to use for current and future projects. Now, again, coming from the language arts background, we would always give our students an artifact that they would glue inside of their interactive notebook. So you can do the same thing for your artist. You can give them graphic resources. You could also give them examples or maybe steps to a certain project, print it out, and they could glue it inside of their sketchbook. And when I say something printed out, something very small, maybe you could do about 4 or 6 on a page so that, of course, you're not wasting a lot of paper, but again, they have an artifact from that lesson that they can keep inside of their sketchbooks. Artists can also include flipbooks inside of their sketchbooks to make them a little interactive. They can do a flipbook for different concepts such as the elements of art, or even color theory. Again, going back to the example of tints and shades, when you're looking at color theory as far as monochromatic, they can create a flip book for that and glue that inside of their sketchbook. Vocabulary is another great thing to include into your artist sketchbooks to make them interactive. They can use those vocabulary words when they're writing an artist statement, as well as when they're doing art critique with a partner or individually. Again, these are strips that you can go ahead and have already pre-typed, because going back to the previous session where we talked about time management, we know that sometimes it takes our students a really long time to write things down and copy things down. So if you already have the vocabulary word typed and a box for them to do an example, they can just glue that inside of their sketchbook, draw their example for whatever that vocabulary word is, and then it's already ready to go. You don't have to waste time with having them copy it down. Another great item that you can include inside of your sketchbooks to make them interactive is printed out anchor charts from previous lessons that you've taught. Now, this also helps with minimizing clutter on the walls in your studio, and it gives them a resource once you take that anchor chart down that they can refer back to again. I hope you enjoyed today's Daily Dose of Coffee and learned a few art tips about how to make your sketchbooks interactive. Be sure to check back next month for more art tips while you sip. Have a great day.